and welcome to Music at the Piano. This is a straight up note naming worksheet. It's on page 84 of the Older Beginner Level 2 textbook by Mayron, and these are bass clef notes. The bass clef looked like a backward C with a couple of dots. This actually could be placed anywhere, but over time it's become most commonplace to show up right where it is right now. And the two dots go around the line that identifies this line, the line that identifies F. It's the F below middle C. So this camera isn't catching the whole keyboard, but this is middle C, and this is F below middle C. And everything else can be figured out from there if you want, or you can learn to name the lines of the bass staff. If that's F, up a third is A, right? Down a third from F is D, down a third from D is B, and down a third from B is G. So the names of the lines of the bass staff are G, B, D, F, A. And the names of the spaces are A, C, E, G. So I'm going to cheat. Here's a G. Look for another G. There's a G. Look for another G. There's a G. That's it for G's, I think. After G in music comes A. This space is A. There's another A. There's another A. Learn to find the A's, A and A. A number of the pages before this page focus on learning to read those notes quickly playing the piano. So if you go to the playlist in the description of this video, you'll find the other pieces that are in this level leading up to this page. Okay, so G, A. The next line after A is B. And there's a B. We found one. The space after B is C. That would be C. There's A, there's C, the second space from the bottom. There's a C. There's a C. There's a C. Do this before you watch this part and get all the answers. And then there's a C. After C, the line is D. So this line right here is D. It's the one right in the middle. In the treble clef, if this was a treble clef, that'd be a B. But this is the bass clef, so it's a D, as in dog. There's a D. There's a D. There's a D. The space after D is E. That's an E. That's an E. E, E. Apparently all the words in this word puzzle use E's. E, E, E. Lots of E's. E, E, E. E, E, E. E, E. E, E, E. F should be easy to find. That's a landmark note. There's your F. There's an F. Not a lot of F's in these words. And the space after F is G. There's a G. There's a G. Hopefully I didn't miss any. And then after G comes A. So there's an A. There's an A. And that's it. So hopefully you can figure this out for yourself, what the words are. Long ago, Viking ships sailed the icy north something something. All right. Thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons so that other people can find these videos, and take a look at the description for the playlists. Have fun.